which, I mean, talk about having a material impact on a football match, which is you're hoping the referee takes care of a football match, goes about his business, as you said, Des, try and do it nice and quietly, don't get, overly noticed. He's changed the outcome of a crucial relegation game on the Wednesday, and then, he's changed the outcome of potentially of that game at the weekend. Rangers could have gone 2-0. Who knows? He might even have cost Barry Ferguson his chances of getting the job on a permanent basis.
I think we're stretching that a bit far to go to that level. However, what I will say is the decision at Dundee, which I've quite openly said was wrong, entirely wrong, because the first Dundee defender had no idea where the ball was. That could have been rose-ed.
Scandal. It's a scandal.
Yeah. No, I'm. Listen, I will back up referees when I can, but I can't back that one up. What I will say with that one, and as we spoke about it during the week, was that Nick Walsh was put there because he's meant to have the experience and meant to have the professionalism. He could have bought himself time there, and he could have went to VAR. And this is where I'm going to come back to this. So I'm taking a long run up at it. He could have went to VAR, and VAR could have said, Nick, I think you might need a wee look at this one here. VAR didn't say that. So VAR were complicit in that incident.
Correct.
Absolutely complicit. Yesterday, I mean, Stevie Wonder could have probably told you that ball was over the line. But everybody's seen it. You look at there, Rocky Bashiri is on the ground. I'm not having the silhouette of the ball over the line. The ball is completely over the line. But VAR is complicit as well with the same team. Now, that incident you're showing there, that could have been taken at any time. There's milliseconds going beyond it, which we've all seen, and the ball's entirely over. The VAR is complicit again, and that is the same VAR who made the same decision at that time, and that was Andrew Dallas.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, if we're giving Nick Walsh a hard time, we've got to give Andrew Dallas a hard time.
Oh, I completely agree. And in fact, at full speed, there is an excuse for Nick Walsh. If you can't see it, you can't see it. If you can't see it, you can't give it. But in this occasion, with this particular incident, you've got a linesman who does nothing.
I wouldn't blame the linesman on that one.
He doesn't keep up with play, Des. He's not at the right angle. He's not at the byline. So he can't call it because he's not where he should be on the pitch.
Can you see through a goalpost though? That's where I'm okay with that one. I don't blame the assistant.
Well, I'm not convinced about that. You don't need to see through a post. It's gone so far beyond the post that if he's standing in the right place, he can award it. But he doesn't. So there's a second failure. And then you've got VAR. And why have we got VAR if you can't use it to call that when it's, what was it they said? It was not clear, no, I'm using the wrong phrase. Well, it was clear and obvious, and the guy that's got VAR, I mean, there were angles shown, I think even in the BBC highlights last night, but it is conclusive. It's completely, it's nothing but conclusive. So how VAR doesn't intervene in that? I mean, should he surely have called over Andrew Dallas? Should he surely have called Nick Walsh over to look at the screens to see for himself?
Completely agree. He should have called exactly the same way he should have done it on the Dundee Ross County game. And he didn't. He let the on-field decision stand. So why is VAR there? Why are clubs paying money? Why are clubs paying money for this? Because it's not working. And I'm sorry. I know Andrew relatively, but I don't think he's the good. And do you know what? As much as we've praised Nick for all he's done at the start of the season, I think Nick's had a pretty ropey end to the season.
Well, listen, the pair of them have had an absolute nuclear in the last 5 days. I mean, what a way to go out. It's an atomic bomb of an end of the season for the pair of them. And there has to be accountability. There has to be this, doesn't there? Willie Collum can't just say, right, enjoy your holidays, lads.
I'll tell you what, he will.
You reckon?
Oh, definitely. Well, it's the end of the season now, isn't it? So we're not going to have a game until the end of July. So I can
So there
guarantee you
doesn't need
that
to be a debrief.
Oh, there'll be a debrief. There will be. There will be some form of debrief, and they'll go through it. But how those two decisions have went through, and as yourself and Daniel and I can all agree, these are massive decisions in massive games. Okay, I know the Rangers Hibs game materially didn't have an impact on the league, but it's got an impact upon the game. And you've got, if you're a referee, you've got to get the right decisions correct. And that clearly wasn't. And why is VAR there if
Yeah.
you cannot see? I mean, I showed my wife the picture, and Shan said to me, "That's a goal." So for somebody that knows nothing about football to say it's a goal, then that tells me everything.
Listen, if Sharon knows it's a goal, I'm sold. I'm in. This, you probably won't be shocked to hear that this is getting a very strong response in the comment section. Des, let me throw a few of these at you because I've got too many to go through.
Go for it.
You mentioned Stevie Wonder, and there's actually a theme that is growing in the comment section. Fred says Stevie Wonder and VAR. How could he possibly see it? The game is gone. Willie says you could have had Lord Nelson as referee and Stevie Wonder and VAR, and they would have seen the ball was clearly over the line. And Andy says, so they say VAR had no conclusive evidence the ball crossed the line. They didn't need conclusive evidence. Stevie Wonder could say it was a goal. In the interest of fairness, a lot of the live comments, I suspect from Celtic fans, are actually saying that it wasn't over the line. John says you need to see an angle directly above the goal line to definitively say the ball was completely over the line or not. This one here, Alex says, how can you say that's definitely over the line? Carter as well. If I can, too many comments coming in. Carter as well agreeing, saying that it basically wasn't over the line. Hoopsaholic wasn't VAR or the rest fault yesterday. So basically, there's a lot of people saying they haven't seen a definitive angle to suggest that
the BBC showed one last night where you can clearly see that Bushiri is making contact with it, and you know it's not even close. To be perfectly honest with you, Dan, it's not even close.
Look, I'm not saying that. I agree with you, and I think the first picture we showed earlier on, it's almost in the side netting. I mean, It's like, but I'm just purely don't shoot the messenger. A lot of people saying it's not over the line, but there you go. Sean says his dog Nacho said it was a goal, so there you go. Case closed.
Dog saying it's a goal.
It's baffling. I'm absolutely baffled by it. I think it's incredible, and I'm so disappointed. And I'm going to give a wee caveat there, as I said. For Nick Walsh, was he in the position to call it? Maybe he wasn't. Maybe I'm being harsh on Nick Walsh. But the VAR's just got to do its job. And I just think Nick Walsh, for this to happen, just so soon after his absolute brain freeze in the Dundee Ross County game, it's a horrible look for him. I don't know how you recover from that, because you're going to look at Nick Walsh now. I think he comes across as a little bit aloof, a little bit arrogant. So I think he might rub people up in the game, rub them up the wrong way. But it's never mind that, because see, if you're getting your decision making right, then that's fine. Have whatever attitude you want to take onto the pitch. But see, if you've got that attitude and you're making mistakes as bad and as obvious as these ones are, you've got a real credibility problem. Mm-hmm. And I don't like saying that, because I thought in Nick Walsh we had a real up and coming good young ref who was clearly being fast tracked towards the major appointments. Now I'm not sure how you could even think about countenance putting him into a major appointment.
See, just on that
this
as well.
is catastrophically